What two jobs are fine on their own but suspicious if you work both of them? I found out about Nico the hard way. He worked the night shift as a security guard at my office building downtown. Super quiet guy, always punctual, never caused any drama. All the supervisors loved him because he actually did his job properly. Plus, whenever anyone had lock problems, Nico somehow always knew exactly what to do. Turns out Nico also ran a 24/7 emergency locksmith business on the side, which honestly, nobody thought was weird at first. Like, of course the security guy knows about locks, right? Made perfect sense. But then weird stuff started happening. First, Amanda from the law firm on the 3rd floor noticed her laptop was gone, just vanished overnight. No broken windows, no kicked-in doors, alarm system never went off. Police checked the cameras and found absolutely nothing suspicious. Then the therapist on the 2nd floor, Dr. Kim, had an envelope with like $400 in cash disappear from her locked desk drawer. Again, no signs of forced entry, no alarms. Security footage showed nothing weird happening. The cops were stumped. They kept reviewing the same camera footage over and over, but there was literally nothing there. No mysterious figures in black, no sketchy people hanging around, just normal office building stuff. Meanwhile, Nico kept doing his rounds every night, checking doors, making sure everything was secure. Guy was like clockwork. He'd walk his route, check the footage before his shift ended, and file his reports. Perfect employee. The breakthrough came when Jessica from the marketing agency decided to work super late one Thursday. She locked her office door when she stepped out to grab coffee from the break room. When she came back 10 minutes later, the door was slightly open. Now, Jessica's paranoid about security because she keeps client contracts and stuff in there. So she had installed this backup camera system that Nico didn't know about, hidden behind some books on her shelf. She checked the footage the next morning and almost lost her mind. There was Nico, walking into her office wearing rubber gloves, just casually looking around for anything valuable. He wasn't rushing or anything, just taking his sweet time scanning her desk, opening drawers, checking for cash or electronics. The police raided his apartment that weekend. What they found was insane. Nico had this whole organized system. There was literally a drawer labeled duplicates, filled with keys to pretty much every office in the building. Rows and rows of them, all labeled with suite numbers. But here's the craziest part. They added up everything he'd stolen over the past 2 years, and it was maybe $1,500 total. Like, this guy had access to law firms with expensive equipment, accounting offices with client information, medical practices with prescription pads. He could have stolen anything. Instead, he took a laptop here, some petty cash there, maybe someone's emergency credit card, never anything worth more than a couple $100. The detective said it was the weirdest case he'd ever worked. When they interviewed Nico, he wasn't even trying to make money. He just liked the idea that he owned the building without anyone knowing, like he was the invisible landlord or something. He'd make copies of keys during his locksmith calls, then use his security job to figure out when offices were empty and where the cameras couldn't see him. Perfect setup, really. As the security guard, he had access to everyone's schedules and knew which nights people worked late. As the locksmith, he had legitimate reasons to make key copies. Plus, he was always the first person to review the camera footage before anyone else could see it. The whole thing fell apart because Jessica was paranoid enough to install a backup camera system. If she hadn't been working late that one night, or if she hadn't noticed her door was open, Nico probably could have kept this going for years. Guy's in prison now.